Tonight, from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. Tonight we finish off Week 4 with a good Monday night matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah.
Last week's game.
Good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
You got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
Give him another shot.
All right. I think the ratio's pretty good. He'll try to eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. This is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. His throw incomplete. T. Higgins was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
To throw again. Jackson. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. This one brought in by Jefferson. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there. To Jefferson on the slant. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts a defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They'll be led out by the number 2 overall pick in 2016 from North Carolina, Mitchell Trubisky.
After seeing what he did last week, throwing 4 touchdown passes, I had to go to my thesaurus to try and come up with some great words for what he did. I'm still coming up blank. He was scintillating.
I'm going simple. I don't have your thesaurus. I'm going dynamite. He was dynamite.
I'll take it.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
First carry for the 2018 Pro Bowler, James Conner. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Down at the 31. It's a gain of 3. brings up 3rd and 4.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. He'll bite, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go.
There's a hush indeed. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road, so getting the 7-0 lead was huge.
He's got it at the 15. And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Jackson, draw play to Dobbins. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up first and goal.
I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Andrews, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Well, they have to be loving this start to the first quarter.
Well, the way that they're going, I mean, you're talking about 2 touchdown drives already. They feel very confident and feel like they have all the answers in this game. They're 1 point away from going up 14-0. Maybe they press the advantage and go for 2.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They've been outplayed early, no question, down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Trubisky. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here at 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Nothing the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Steelers nothing.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Trubisky. Steps away. He'll run it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 10 more there and another first down.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers, and they've got to find them quick.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible. From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Trey Hendrickson just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. That is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up fourth down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
A 44-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. They will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Well, that's something of a pick-me-up, and the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. As the offense takes the field, we zero in on Lamar Jackson. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you?
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Play action. Now Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. And his throw here is incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes knock it away.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
At their own 31-yard line.
This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways.
He's got a man complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
Holding offense.
Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
He'll try and run it. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Usually see those guys out wide get called for holding on running plays. Here a passing play.
Yeah, sometimes when you get this quick screen, bubble screen, anything where they're having to block for their fellow receiver, usually at the point of attack, and this time he got caught.
From the gun, Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Play fake. Here's Jackson. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Now Jackson. Open net. It's complete to Higgins. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 21 yards there. A big play on fourth down.
That is definitely what we call a defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, but it's going to be second down. Throwing again. Jackson. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, and they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball. Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Come on now, let's do it.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Ryan Tannehill leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. 10-3, the final score. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they were losers in their ball game as the visiting Buffalo Bills come in and took it to them. A 3-touchdown differential in the end, 35-14, the final. In the game you're watching, we've seen a strong first half out of Lamar Jackson. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. This will go for 5 up to the 33.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
They'll try to run for it with Connor, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still had the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
This pass complete to Higgins.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
Let's be frank, you hate the fumble at the end of the play, but prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage, but in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline.
Step out.
Yeah,
and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
After the sack on first down, Trubisky, screen pass to Connor. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Sliding out of the pocket. He can run for it, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And some room to maneuver. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the 4th. They'll run on first down. Dobbins. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off inside the 10. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. They need a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a field goal. Pretty good start to the drive, though.
Yeah, good start to the drive, but the urgency has to really be increased by both the players on the field and everyone on the sidelines. Got to make sure everyone is up and into this game.
He's going to take off with it. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
A 10-yard pickup brings up 2nd down at the 32-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Trubisky to the right side to Eric Ebron. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. The Steelers on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Escaping the pressure right. Now Trubisky lost the football.
Trubisky on the keeper.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
On the move to his left. He's going to take on. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race.
Bring in the second string.
And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that, and that's what they've done all game long.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now.
Steelers 3. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Looking to throw Trubisky on 1st down. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a 1st down. He'll get this to Connor underneath. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
On the pickup.
Throwing once more, it's Trubisky. That's complete to his running back, Connor. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
That's another Pittsburgh.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. He had to absorb another little bump there from the defense, another incomplete pass. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
They've come after him all night long. Nothing but pressure in his face. He's trying to stand up there and make throws. It's hard enough to do when the pocket is clear. When you got all those people in front of you, almost impossible to have a good completion percentage.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. His pass caught at the 4. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
At the 3-yard line.
Looking to throw again, Trubisky. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Again, it's Trubisky. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Trey Hendrickson able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. They're going on 4th down. It's Trubisky. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. On 1st down, Dobbins. And he'll be pulled down as a penalty flag will rein in as well, and that would appear to be a face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Oh, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for the Ravens, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they'll